So first let us talk about histamine. The richest source of histamine is seen in mast cells. Very, very important MCQ point. And it is a principal mediator of immediate transient phase of increased vascular permeability. Important point what you need to remember over here is histamine causes bronchoconstriction as well as vasodilation of arterioles. Histamine binds to H1 receptors on the endothelium and causes Lewis triple response called as red spot, wheal as well as flare. So here eosinophil has antihistamine properties mainly because of the enzyme called as histaminase. Next is about serotonin, which is also called as 5-hydroxytryptamine. Serotonin is formed from the amino acid tryptophan in the tryptophan metabolism, and the action is similar to that of histamine, and it is present in the platelets as well as in certain neuroendocrine cells. And arachidonic acid metabolites, and here what you can see is the flowchart of synthesis of prostaglandins. So now let us talk about the drugs which are acting on prostaglandins or on eicosanoids. Membrane phospholipids are the one which releases phospholipids called as phospholipid A2. Glucocorticoids are the one which inhibit the synthesis of this phospholipid A2. And from phospholipid A2, the product which is produced is called as arachidonic acid. And from the arachidonic acid, by COX-1 as well as COX-2, what we can see is the prostaglandins are produced. So non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs are the one which inhibits cyclooxygenases. Glucocorticoids are the one which can inhibit COX-1 as well as COX-2 and prevents the synthesis of prostaglandins. And the following products are produced by the cyclooxygenase pathway. The first one is PGI2, which is extremely important to prevent platelet aggregation, and others are PGE2, PGF2 alpha and PGD2, and another one is the thromboxane A2, which is potent product for platelet aggregation. Let us talk about prostaglandins. So there are like various types of prostaglandins what you can see on this table along with its function as well as role during inflammatory process. So here out of all, let us talk few important points about PGF2 alpha, because PGF2 alpha is a very important chemoattractant for neutrophils and it is responsible for contraction of uterine as well as bronchial smooth muscles as well as small arterioles. And lipoxins are the one which are inhibitors of inflammation, and remember that it especially inhibits leukocyte recruitment. And generally the prostaglandin, it is for pain as well as fever and makes our skin hypersensitive to the painful stimuli. That's the reason these prostaglandins are called as hyperalgesic in nature.